Okay, so we're gonna start off with the main, with the intro of the song, or maybe the first solo. So we're gonna go to the 18 of the B string. We're gonna do a bend. Then we're gonna play 18 without doing the bend, and then we're gonna do a pre-bend on the 18, like going to 20. Next, we can do that. So it's 12 on the G string, 11, 13, and then 13 again, and we do a bend. Then 13, we pre-bend 13, and we play it again. And we do a little bit vibration right there. Next, we're gonna do a pre-bend on 13, whole step. We just play it one time. We do a release on the 13, then pull off back to 11. 13 again, we pre-bend, we strike 13 again, then 13 without doing a bend or a pre-bend, then pre-bend again, 13 like going to 15, and we play and we strike again. Let's go again. Okay, pre-bend, pull off 13, pre-bend 13, pre-bend. Then we do that. So it's 10 on the B string. On the B string, 10, hammer on to 11, pull off back to 10. Then 12 on the G string, 10 on the B string, 10 on the G string, and we strike 10 one more time. Then 12 on the D string, 10 on the G string. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something like that. So we do a bend on the 12, like going to 14, just one time, and then we strike 12 again, and we do a bend, like going to 15. We do the release, strike 10 on the G string, 12, and then 12 bend, like going to 15. Let's go one more time. Then we do a bend on the 12 on the G string, like going to 15. We do the release 10 one time and strike 12 twice. Then we go to the 13 on the B string, we do a bend, and at the same time we strike 13 on the E string. And then we go to 18 and we do a bend, like going to 20. Okay, so the next movement. We're gonna do that after the 18 bend to the 20. We're gonna do the same thing, bend 18, 15 on the E string, and we strike 18 on the E string. Then we do 18, bend, and strike 18 without doing a bend. That's the movement. Bend, we kill the note, so we don't hear the release. We just do the bend, kill the note, and strike 18 again. Then we go to the 13. We do a pre-bend, we strike it, do the release, and go to the 11th. Do a pull off from 13 to 11. That's the movement. Pre-bend, release, pull off to 11. Then 12, 10, 12 on the D string, 10 on the G string, 12 on the G string. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to 12 and we do a bend like going to 15, and we're just gonna sustain the bend, which is gonna stay there, and we're gonna strike several times. The last time we just do the release and they can go to 10 and 12. Everything is on the G string. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. So we prevent on the 13, we just prevent the note, do the release, pull off to 11, 13, then prevent 13 like going to 15, and that's the main movement. We just prevent, do a pull off, 13, that's the movement. Then we do 13, bend, and strike the 13 on the E string. And then we go to 18 on the B string, we do a bend, strike 15, go to the 18 again, and do a new bend. And we do just get a little bit swing. Then we're gonna do that. After we're gonna do a prevent on the 18, like going to 20. We just strike it, do the release, pull off to 15, go to 17 on the G string, and do a bend. Then on the 17 on the G string, while we are doing the bend, we just prevent it, strike it, do the release, pull off back to 15 on the G string, and go to go to 17. Let's go one more time. So prevent, release, pull off to 15, 17, and then from the 15 on the D string, we just slide to 17 and strike 15. Then we do that. So prevent on the 17, like going to 19, just prevent it, strike it, we do the release, pull off to 15, 17, that's the movement, and then prevent again 17, like going to 19, that's the movement, and then we just go again to 17, bend, like going to 19, just bend it, 18 on the B string at the same time, and then while we are doing the bend, we just like doing a prevent on the 17 to 19. Next movement, I'm sorry. That's what we're gonna do. So we go 18, we do a bend like going to 20, then 15 on the E string, 18 on the E string, 15 on the B string, 18 on the E string, then 20, we just do a big bend like going to the 22nd fret, and we just do a vibration right there. And then 18 on the E string, we just do a bend, release back to 18, 17, 18 on the B string, and we just prevent on the 18 like going to 20, and do a vibration. Okay, so the next section we're gonna do the following. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the 8th fret on the D string. We just strike once. Then on the B string we go to 6, Okay, 8, 6, then open G string, and then play open E string, and we just let it ring. We play the same thing several times, and then when the whole the drums and everything else comes in, we just play more often, and then we're gonna do that. So we're gonna go to an F chord. It's a power chord. So it's the first fret on the E string, third on the fifth, and you can use on the fourth the third fret. So we just strike it several times, and the last time we just slide to the third position on the E string, fifth and fifth on the A string and the D string. And we use every time we play this, it's the same movement. Then we just repeat again the same thing. And then when it changes, we do that. So after playing the open G string, we go to D, and then we go to a D chord. It's just one position, and then we repeat the same thing. Okay, so with the first solo, we're gonna start doing the following. We're gonna do that. So we go to 13 on the B string, we do a bend, and then we go to 11, we do a tiny bend, like going to 12. Okay, we go 13 again on the B string, and then 12 on the G string. Next movement, we go third fret on the B string, third fret on the E string, then sixth on the B string, then 5 on the G string. We do a bend, like going to 7. We do the release, pull off to 3 on the G string, and then 5 on the G, 3, and 5 on the D string. Next movement. Do that. So it's we go to 18 on the E string. We just strike one time. We do a pull off from 18 to 15. We play 15 on the B string. We do a bar right here, and then we play 18 on the E string. Then we go to 17 on the E string. We do a bend, like going to 18. We do the release and strike 17 again. 17, 17 again, and then we go 18 on the B string, do a pull off back to 15, and then 18 again. We do a bend, like going to 20. And we're gonna do that. We do 18, we do a bend, like going to 20. We do a release, pull off to 15, and we end on the 18 on the B string. Bend, release, pull off, and 18 again. Next movement. We do that. So it's the same idea. 18, pull off to 15 on the E string, 15 on the B string, and we repeat the same movement twice. Then 18 again, we do a bend, 18 like going to 20. And then We go 18 again. We do our band, release back to 18, pull off to 15, 18 on the E string, and we go to 18 on the B string, and we do a bend and do a vibrato. Next movement, we're gonna do that. So 11 on the B string, we do a bend, like going to 13. Then we do the release, and we do a new bend on the 11 without striking the strings again. But this time the bend is gonna go to the 15, and we do the release as well. Then we go 12 on the G string, 11 on the B string. We do a tiny bend. You can omit that, and back to 12 on the G string. Next movement. I'm sorry. We can do that. So we slide on the G string to the 5th position, okay? Then 3rd fret, we do a tiny bend. Then 5 on the D string, and then that's the movement. We go on the 5th, we're gonna do strike it once, slide to the 3rd position, then strike the 1st position on the A string, and then from the 3rd fret, we just slide it to the 5th. Then we just slide one more time to the 5th of the A string. Then strike 3rd fret on the G string, 3rd on the D string, and 5th on the 4th. And that's the movement. We do a little bit of feel. Then we repeat the same movement, but on different strings. We just slide to the 7 on the G string, 6 of the E string, 6 of the B string, and 8 of the B string, and we just vibrator. And then we do that on the 10th position, okay? On the 10th fret of the B string, we pre-bend, like going to 12. We pre-bend it, strike it. We just do the release, pull off to 8, 10 on the G string, and 8 on the B string. Okay, so let me play the first solo, and then we'll move to the next section. And then that's the next section. So after, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. So it's 11 on the B string, then we go to 13, and we do a bend, like going to 15, bend, we do the release, and then bend again, like going to 16 this time. And that's the move. It's like the same thing we did right here on the 11, but right now we do it on the 13. And then we do one more bend, one more time. We just do 2 more bends from 13 to going to 16. We strike it one more time, the 16 doing the bend, and then we just do the release back to 13. And after the release, we go to 11 on the G string, and then we just go 11, hammer on to 12, pull off back to an 11, then 9 on the G string, and we strike 11 on the G string twice. Next section, I recommend to change the pickup position. I was using the neck, now I'm using bridge, and we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that. So it's 18 and 15, both at the same time on the B and on the E string. We just do a bend, a unison bend. 18, we just bend to like going to 20, and on the 15 we just stay there. Okay, we never move it. We just no bend right there. 18 and 15 at the same time, and 18 on the bend. One time we strike 15 on the E string one time, and then we do the unison bend again. After the second unison bend, we just do the release, and we do a pull off from 18 to 15. That's the movement. And then we do again unison bend 15 and 18 one time, and we strike 15 twice. And then that's the movement. Then 17 after twice on the 15, 17 we do that. It's 17 bend like going to 18. We do this the release and strike 17 again. And then 18 bend to the like going to the 20. We just do it one time. And then you can actually do the pre-bend. I choose to do a bend. You can do pre-bend. You can do that, or you can just bend it, do the release, and the pull off. So but basically what we're gonna do is do on the 18 bend, release, pull off to 15, 18, and on the B string again, and then on the 17 on the G string we just do a bend and we just do a vibrato. So let me do that again. Bend, release, 15, 18, and 17, bend. And then on the 17 we were doing the bend. So basically we are on the 19. We just do the pre-bend, strike it, do the release, back to 17, pull off to 15, and then 17 on the D string. One more time. And then we're gonna be doing that. So we use the open G string, we just use it once, then 3 and 5. That's the movement. And after we're gonna do it's a bend on the 5th of the G string. We do a bend like going to the 8th position. We do the release, pull off back to the 3rd position on the string, strike 5 again on the G string, and then bend from 5 like going to the 7. Then 5 again, like it's a tiny bend like going to the 7, and do that. Bend 3 on the B string, string, then 6th on the B string. Let's go again. Then 5 again on the G string, and we bend it like going to the 8. We had like we did at the beginning. We do the release, pull off back to 3 like we did before, then 5, and then 5 again, and bend to 7. It's the same thing we did before. And we just do the release, and we go to a G chord. Okay, so the next section there is a keyboard solo, and there's not a lot of guitar going on right now. So basically what we're gonna do is just gonna strike the third fret on the E, a B, and string. You can strike the G, but we're gonna use the first two, the E and the B. We just strike several times, and from time to time you can listen. We're gonna do that. So third fret on the D string, which is slide to the fifth, which and then 5 on the B string, and back to 3. That's the movement. And then we're gonna do the same thing several times. And then we go to a B, a D chord. I'm sorry, a C chord, and go third fret on the E string, first on the A string, fifth on the A string, and a C chord. And while we are playing this, we're gonna do the same thing we did right here, but on this position. Okay, so it's 8, slide to 10 on the D string, 10, slide back to 8 on the B string, and we play several times, same thing. And now we're gonna change. We're gonna do that. So it's 11, 13, 13, and then on the E, and 13, 13 on the A and on the D, then 12 on the G string, 11, 11 on the B and on the E. You're gonna have the chart right there. So we strike the first 3 strings, and then we strike the whole chord. Then we just move one position, go to 10, 12, 12, 11, 10, and 10 on the B and on the E. We do the same thing, and we go to a G chord. We do the same thing, strike the top 3 strings and then the whole chord, and then the same C chord we were doing before, and then again G chord, and then to give an unresolved sound, we go to 5 on the A string, 4 on the D string, 5 on the G string, and 6 on the B string. Okay, so the second solo, or maybe the third, if the intro, the first one is the intro, we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that. So we go on the E string and the B string. We do a bar right here on the 15 position, and strike B, 15 on the B, 15 on the E, and then 18 on the B string. We do a bend like going to the 20, and then strike 15 on the E string. Then 18 on the E string, strike it once, and do a pull off back to 15. And then 18 on the B string, and we do a new bend. And then we do that. Same thing we did before. We do a bar on the 3rd position on the B string and on the E string. Strike 3 on the B, 3 on the E, 6 on the B, and then 5 on the G string, we do a bend like going to 7. We do the release, pull off to the 3rd position on the G string, then 5, 3, and 5 on the D string. Okay, 5 on the G, 3 on the G, 5 on the D. The next movement, we do that. We go to 11 on the B string. We do a bend like going to 13. We do the release and then new bend like going to 15. It's like doing that. So we bend it. We bend it to the 13. We do the release and new bend to the 15. And then release, do the release, and then we do that. We slide to the 12 on the G string, 11 on the B string, 12 on the G string, and then back to 11. Do a tiny bend. Do a bend like going to the 12th fret on the B string, and then we do that. We go to 18. On the B string, we do a bend. We strike 18 on the G on the E string. Okay, bend while we're doing the bend. 18 on the E string, and then we do a new bend on the 18, like going to 20. We do bend, release, and pull off to a 15. And that's the movement. And then we do that. It's 3 on the B string, 6 on the E string, 5 on the E string, and then 6 on the B string, and we slide it. We slide towards the 8 position on the B string. Okay, the next movement after we do. We're gonna do that. So after that movement, we're gonna go to 11 on the B string, and it's pretty much the same movement we did before. 11 bend to the 13, and then release, and new bend to the 15, and then release, and then we strike 12 on the G string, 11 on the B string. And then pre-bend on the 13 on the B string, we just pre-bend. We do the release, we pre-bend, do the release, pull off to 11 and 13 on the B string again. And that's the movement. Then 13, pull off to 11, then 13 twice, 13 one more time, and this time we just strike it and do a pull off to 11. And then we go back again to the 13 and do a bend on the 13, like going to 15. Let me play it slower so it can make sense. One more time. Next movement. We're gonna do that. It's 3 on the E string, then 6 on the B string, then 5 on the G string, and when we go to 5 on the G string, we do a bend, and then hit again without doing the release. We just bend on the 7, kill the note, 5 on the G string. That's the movement. Then 3 on the G string, and when we strike 3 on for the first time, we just do a bend, okay? That's the movement. And then 3 on the G string, 5 on the D, and 3 on the G. The next movement, we do that. So it's 5 on the G, 5 on the D. At the same time, we can do a bar right here. Then 3 on the G string, slide to the second position on the G string, slide to second. Then 3 on the fourth on the D string. Then 3 on the A string, slide to 5. Then we do the same thing we did before. 3 slide to 5 on the A string, 3 on the G string, 3 on the fourth, and then 5 on the D string. And then we just repeat the same thing again on the 11th fret. We just go to 11, we do a bend to the 13, release, and then bend it like going to 15. And then release it. Then we do that. We're gonna go 18, we do a bend, strike 15 on the E string, and then bend again on the 18, do the release, and pull off to 15. We did this part before. We did the same thing before. Okay, so the next movement after, we're gonna do the following. And with that, we're gonna end the solo. After, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go 18 again. We do a bend, like going to 20. 15 on the E string. Then 18 on the E string, we strike it once and do a pull off back to 15. That's the movement. After that, we're gonna go 18 again on the E string. We do a bend. Okay, 18 like going to 20. Then again, we do the same thing again, 18, bend. We do the release, pull off to 18. Okay, pull off to 15. 18 again on the E string, and then we go to 18 and we do a large bend. And then next movement, we go 12 on the G string, 15 on the G string, then 13 on the B string, and 15 on the B string. And then 13, we do a bend like going to 16. We repeat the same movement, we do a bend, and then we release back to 13. 13, going a bend like going to 16, do the release, and we strike 11 on the G string. Next movement, we do that 11, hammer on to 12, pull off back to 11. After we do that, we slide to the 9th position, 9th position on the G string. We go 11, 12, 11, and 12. And that's the movement. 11, hammer on, pull off, slide to 9, 11, 12, 11, 12. Then next movement, that's why you're gonna do that. Same thing we did before. We do a bar on the 3rd position, 3 on the B, 3 on the E, 6 on the B string, then 5 on the G string. We do a large bend, release, pull off back to 3 on the G string. Then 5, 3, 5 on the G, 3 on the G. We go 5 on the D, and then 3 on the G string. We do a bend. We're gonna go 5 on the D string, and let me play one more time. That's the movement. Then 5 on, like I said before, 5 on the D. And same movement we did before. 5, slide to third position on the A string, first fret on the fifth on the A string, sorry, and then 3 slide to 5 on the A string. Actually, we did this before. And then we start the next section. Okay, so the next section, the vocals start. So what we can do, actually, it's not there. There is no guitar on this, the next section. But you can actually do it. You can play it, so you can have a good place to start. So we start in G. That's pretty much about it. We start in G, or you can use only the third fret on the E string. And the next movement, we're gonna do that. It's 5 on the D, 3 on the G, and then we go 5 on the G string. We do a bend, a release, and then 4 on the D string. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go to A. We strike one time, first on the A string, 3, and 3 on the G and on the D, one time, and then we just strike twice. We just wait a little bit and strike twice again. We're gonna do that. We go to 6, 8, and 8, one time, then 5, 8, 5 on the A, 8 on the D. Then we go to a C. It's 3, 5, and 5. We go back to A, and then an F chord. I go one more time. We're gonna do that. It's 3, slide to 5, and then back to 3, and we end on the first fret on the 6th string, and then we play second, and we start again with the G chord. The next section, we're gonna do that. It's on the 6 on the B string. We just do a bend, a release back to 6. It's like 6 going to 9, to 8, I'm sorry. Okay. We do the release, 5, bend, and release. And we strike on the 6th on the G string. And we repeat the same thing that we did before. Next section, we do that. We're gonna go to 13 on the B, 13 on the E string. We strike 3 times, then 10, okay, 10 on the E, 10 on the B, and then 8 on the E and on the B. And we can do a slide to 10 and back to 8, or you can just play 8. There's no problem. And then we play the first position on the B and on the E. Next movement. We're gonna do that. So it's 5 on the D, 3, 5, 3 on the G, 5 on the G. We strike G on the G one more time, the 5th. We do a bend, a release. We strike 4th on the D string, and we do the same thing. 3, 5, 5 slide. 5 bend, release. Then we go to the 3rd position on the D string, and the same thing. 5, 5, and 5 bend. We do the release, and we go to the 2nd on the G string. So pretty much we're doing the same thing on the G string, which is just changing. We're going chromatically on the D string. Let me play it again. Okay, so the next section, after that, you're gonna do that. So it's after we end on the second, we strike 3, 5, and 6 on the A string. And then we go from 8 to 10, which is slide on the A string. We do that, and we do a bar on the A position on the third string, on G string, and on the D string. We strike it once, and when we strike, we do a hammer on the D, which is do a hammer on to the 10 position. And we strike again 8 and 8 on the G string and on the D string. Then strike 10 one more time, it's very subtle, and then slide to 7. Then we strike 7, we strike 5 on the D string, 7 on the A, 5 on the D. It's 6 on the G string, and then 5 on the B string, and we just go back, third G string, and then a D string. Then we strike 8 and 8 at the same time, one time, and then we just go 6 on the B string, 7 on the G string, we go back to 6 on the B string, 7 on the G string, and 8 on the G string. And then we're gonna do that. It's 5 on the A string, 5 on the B string, 6 on the B string, 5 on the G string. And then we go 5 on the B string, 7 on the B string, 5 on the G string, and then 7 on the D string. And we start with the next section. Okay, so the next section. We're gonna do that. So we go to the 5th, okay? It's kind of tricky. We go to the 5th and we do a bend, like going to the 7. Then we do a release and we pull off back to the 3rd position. Everything is on the G string. Then we go back to 5 on the G string. We do a bend again, like go to 7. And after we do in the bend, we just lower it a little bit, and we're gonna go to the 6. It's like going. We go to the 6. We lowered 6. We do the release. Then 3 on the G string, 5 on the G string again. We just do a tiny bend, like going to the 6. We go to 6, and then we go to 7. 6, the release, 5, 6, and 7. We do that. It's like doing. It's the same thing. It's the same result. The only thing is that we have to do it with the band. Then we go 3 on the B string, 4, 6 on the B string, and we do that. 8, we do a bend, like going to the 9 position. We do a bend, do the release, strike 8 one more time. Then the same thing on the 7 on the G string. We do 7, bend, release, and we strike 7 again. And then we do that. 8 on the G string, we do a bend like going to the 10. We do a release. Actually, there is no release. We just bend it, kill the note, go back to 8, 8, 7, and 5. Okay, bend, kill the note, 8, 7, 5. And the next movement, we do that. We go to the third position on the E string, we just strike it, we do a tiny bend, we go back, we do the release, and we go to the first position on the E string. And then 1, 2, okay, 1 fret, first fret, and second fret. And we start again. Same thing that we did before on the third position, or you can do a G chord. And we do the same thing as before. Same thing we did before. 5 on the D, 3 on the G. We do 5 on the G string. We do a bend, a release, and we strike 4 on the D string, on the D string. Same thing we did before. Now we do the same thing, we repeat the same section. Same thing. Now we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do that. Same thing we did right here. We're gonna do a different string. We're gonna go third on the A string. We do a bend. We go back and we go to the first position. And then the same thing on the E string. We strike it once, we do a bend, and we go to the first position. And we start again. Same thing with before. And we do it one more time. Now the next movement. We're gonna do that. So it's the 6 on the B string. We just do a bend, a release, and we strike 6 again. That's the movement. That's what we're gonna do. Then 5 on the G string. We do a bend, we kill the note, and we do that. 3 on the G string, hammer on to 5, and pull off back to 3. And we repeat the same section. Same thing than before. And we repeat the same thing. Same section. And now, after we repeat this part, the next section is going to start. So what we're going to end this part doing a bend on the 5th position on the G string. You can do a bend to the 7, or you can just do 5, slide to 7. Now the next section, we're going to do the same thing we did before on the first part. We repeat the same thing. Okay, so like I said before, we repeat the same riff one time, and the second time we do it, we're gonna do, and we never play the E string because we're gonna be playing the next section. So we go. We're going to be doing that, and we repeat the same section a lot of times. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to play the E string, the open E string, the 6th on the B string, and 8 on the D string. Then 8 on the E string, 6 on the B, 8 on the D. Then 10 on the E string, 6 on the B, 8 on the D. And then we go back to 8, 6, and 8. And then we start again. And then we're gonna change. We're gonna do what we're gonna do is 6 on the E string, 8 on the B, and 8 on the D string. It's gonna go 6, 8 on the B, 8 on the D. We play the same thing 3 times. Then we go 5, 8, and 8. We go back to 6, 8, and 8. We play again 6, 8, and 8. And then go back to 5, 8, and 8. And 6, 8, 8 one more time. Let me do it slow tempo. And the next section, it's pretty much the same. 5, 7, and 7. We change the position right now. 5, 7, and 7. We play it twice. Then we go 4, 7, and 7. Back to 5, 7, and 7. Then 6, 7, and 7. Then 5, 7, and 7. Back to 4, 7, and 7. And then 5, 7, and 7. So it's gonna be kind of like this. And we start again. And we play the same section until the song ends, or it fades out, or you just can end it on that part, on that chord.